So what are other potential movements that we can tie our sails to? Well, there's the Smart Growth Initiative, which is development that is environmentally responsible, looks at efficient transit, is pedestrian friendly, provides for social equity, is economically viable, and plans for future growth. That's a California Smart Growth Initiative. So in our state, there's an initiative around smart growth, a potential movement around smart growth. How do we partner with them? In the environmental justice arena, here's an example of Green LA Coalition. It's comprised of over 100 environmental justice organizations and community-based organizations whose purpose is to guide LA towards a just and sustainable future. There's some terms in there that start to resonate for us when we're thinking about our obesity prevention work. Their policy goals happen to be in the area of transportation, urban ecosystems, water, cumulative impacts, and ports, and trucking and goods movement. There's also, right here in San Diego, the Environmental Health Coalition, which is building grassroots campaigns, and I've participated in some of those, to confront the unjust consequences of pollution, discriminatory land use, and unsustainable energy policies. So again, some common themes. There's also the Slow Food and Sustainable Ag movement, Slow Food USA, which has chapters all over the country, including here and throughout the rest of the state. Their vision is to use food as a common language and a universal right, envisioning a world in which all people can eat food that is good for them, good for the people who grow it, and basically sustainable. There's the New Urbanism Movement. The Congress of New Urbanism views disinvestment in central cities, the spread of placeless sprawl, increasing separation by race and income, environmental deterioration, the loss of agricultural lands and wilderness, and the erosion of society's built heritage as one interrelated community building challenge. That's one wicked problem for you. There's the climate change folks, the Coalition for California in Clean Air, which is looking at the climate change crisis, where Linda has done some brilliant work up at the state, trying to get the state to focus on these issues with a public health mindset. The Coalition for Clean Air is committed to restoring clean, healthy air to all Californians, strengthening the environmental movement by promoting broad-based community involvement, advocating responsible public policy, and providing technical expertise. So do we already have a movement in California? Are we just not aware of what's happening already in areas that overlap squarely with obesity prevention work? And the question is that where we belong? Do we need to align ourselves smack dab in the middle of these movements to enlist the participation and the energy and the activity and the credibility of these partners who are pushing for things that we're pushing for that will have immense benefits on obesity prevention? So our challenge is to explore and forge these alliances. And this is why I'm sometimes dismayed speaking to large public health audiences, because we're really good with the research. We're not so good with the power piece, where we have to change the status quo. We're kind of reluctant to engage in that. And I can't imagine a future in California with the obesity numbers going the way that they are if we don't have a movement that starts reversing some of this. We need a movement. And as I said before, foundations don't start movements. We just look for them and try to fuel them. And I think we may have one here. So we need to develop a common agenda with these partners, these advocates. We need to find those messages that engage the general public. Remember this guy? Well, he had friends working with him. Focus on the Family, Pat Robertson, Jerry Falwell, Ralph Reed, Grover Norquist. Remember this guy? Karl Rove. And they've spawned something that is extremely powerful. And it's led, in fact, to an existing movement today, which has taken over our government and is actually pushing back against the policies that we're trying to drive that will afford us an opportunity to reduce childhood obesity. So we're not playing with the same tools here. We're playing with data, they're playing with power. And if we want to win, we've got to get into the power game. The California Endowment The California Endowment stands with you to try to figure this out. We have the tools, we have the brains, we have the research, we have the energy, we have the enthusiasm. We can do this. Let's do it together. Thank you very much.